Hello there. Tonight's brush is new to me. It's a 20 millimeter golden nib 2-band finest and an old Century satin rubber shave brush. Lovely, lovely brush. We'll talk about it a bit more later on. It's set at 46 millimeter loft. I'm going to go in ahead and set it in the water to soak just a tiny bit. And we're going to be using as a soap Barrister and Mann's Seville, because why not? Lovely stuff. Love Barrister and Mann. Seville is a favorite scent of mine. And our razor tonight is a JR Torrey 5/8 barber's notch in Padauk wood scales. First use of this brush. This brush, in part, it was made possible by Emmanuel Goldstein. He saw one of my brushes, one of my vintage brushes, and he said, "Man, I want that brush. I want one of those brushes." And I said, "Well, I would probably not be able to." He said, "Can you make me one of those brushes?" I said, "Well, I probably wouldn't be able to find." That's a lovely, lovely brush. Beautiful. Good backbone. Slays really well. Load soap like a champ. That's wonderful. Anyway, I said I probably wouldn't be able to find that exact brush. I mean, finding two of those exact same brushes in a tiny little Padauk town like this would be close to a miracle, If I was Catholic, they might knight me for sainthood or whatever that's called. But if I did that, But I said I probably won't be able to find that exact same brush. Man, I love the smell of Seville. I said I probably won't be able to find this exact same brush. I said, but there's a ton of those Evereadys, different kinds of Evereadys floating around. I said, and I'm sure I could find one that you'd like. He said, "Well, I trust your taste." He said, "If you find one, let me know." And I said, "Well, it might take a while." Because the last time I had looked at brushes was months ago. And there's one little store here in town, antique store, that has them. And he had two brushes the last time I was in there. But I didn't have the money to pick them up. And that was 4 or 5 months ago. Several months ago. So I thought, they're not still there. But I wonder if he's got anything. Well, lo and behold, all he had was 4 brushes. This one, the one that I got for Emmanuel, and then an old Peerless that looks. Sometimes they have I don't know, they almost look like the cap to a medicine bottle or something like. To me, they're ugly. I know some guys like them. And then oh, that's absolutely beautiful, soft. Then a lovely no scritch whatsoever. It had a bit, just a tiny little bit of prickliness or scritch or whatever you want to call it when it was dry. But soft, I mean, wet, it's just as soft. It's just a wonderfully soft cloud. But anyway, and they had a couple of other brushes that were, I don't know who made them. They don't even have a name on them that I could find. But they were plastic and made to imitate like some type of antler or whatever, and the walls were really thin. You would have had to go back in with the exact same size knot that was already in it or in them. And I just passed on them. But I found the handles and I said, Emmanuel, I actually found a couple handles. Pick the one you like the most, and I'll keep the other one because both of them are beautiful. And I'd be happy with either one. He said, well, I like the one that he chose. And we made a deal. Basically, you send me the knot that I want, and I'll restore both brushes and send you yours, and we'll just call it even. So I said, and we'll both have a beautiful vintage brush restored. And that was okay with him. So that's the story of the brush. Now, I've got his brush here curing, but I'm not going to show it to you. I'll let him do that when he gets it if he wants to. But I'm not going to steal his fun. But anyway, it's a lovely brush. I'm very glad that he was willing to do that because it allowed me to do a couple of things that I love, and that is, one, it let me restore a couple more brushes, but I'm also shaving with another brush that I made, that I restored. And that is absolutely lovely. So, wonderful stuff. Just kind of touching up a little bit on my chin to get a little bit closer. Because I know that that's a I don't want to say difficult area, but it's an area that doesn't like to be completely smooth. And yeah, I'm going to have to touch up right up under there. I'm going to go as well, since that's a problem area. Just well hit the whole thing again. The barrister, man. It's a wonderfully slick soap. Post shave is lovely. All right, good deal. That's the shave. Lovely. Oh yeah. Beautiful. All right. And I'm going to finish off with Meisner Black, the cedar, and this. There's bergamot and cedar. The cedar in this really, and dark beer, but the cedar in this really goes well with Seville. That's it. It's an excellent aftershave. Does wonderful things for my skin. It's got some menthol in it. Lovely. I believe it's got menthol. I don't believe I added menthol. No, it's got eucalyptus. So, I don't know if eucalyptus makes you cold or not. I may have popped some menthol in that. I am notorious for doing that. I do it so much sometimes I don't remember which ones I did it to and which ones I didn't. But anyway, God bless you. Thanks for joining me on this shave. And I will talk at you later.